सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। What is awareness? Is it the nature of consciousness or a quality of the mind? Awareness is the same as consciousness. It is that because of which we become aware of something or conscious of something. So that because of which I become conscious of this flower or aware of this flower. So we can say that awareness illumines this flower. Awareness first illumines the mind, that illumines the eyes and illumines the flower. But then whatever is perceived, whatever it is that manifests itself before me, all of that is ultimately illumined by awareness through the mind, sense organ, and the name and form. The thoughts also are illumined by awareness. That's why we know our thoughts. So mind also is illumined by awareness, sense organs also, and sense objects also. Thus, awareness or consciousness illumines the entire universe through first illuminating the mind, then sense organs, and then the sense objects. What are the standard methodologies for doing nididhyasanam? Nididhyasanam is only a kind of meditation. Usually it is called meditation or dhyanam. When we meditate upon something other than ourselves, so then there is an object of meditation different from the meditator. When there is meditation upon the meditator himself, meditation upon the self, it's also meditation called nididhyasana. And it is in case of meditation upon an object, I objectify the thing. I cannot objectify Atma. Therefore, meditation upon the self is of the nature of repeating Aham Brahmasmi and trying to see that fact. Use a statement like Aham Brahmasmi, and because of Shravanam Manam, you know what it means, then you see that fact in your mind that I am Brahman. And retain that thought flow, that would be called Nididhyasana. In Gita's second chapter, Arjuna asks about Samadhistasya Keshava. Sthita prajnasya kamasha samadhistasya Keshava. Sthitatihi kim pravasheta kimasita vrajedagam. Sthita prajnasya kamasha samadhistasya. Two words are there in the same line. Samadhistasya sthita prajnasya. Now it depends upon what you interpret as samadhi. If samadhi is a state of mind, then it means that when the white person is absorbed in himself, then what are his characteristics? Then sitadihi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajetakam. When he interacts with others, when others go to him, when he interacts with them. So all these exchanges, interactions, how does he function? So how does he respond to situations that come to him? How does he relate with situations when he goes to situations? And how is he when he's by himself? So, first question is, what are the characteristics of a wise person abiding in knowledge? That is called Sthita Prajna. Other three questions are, when this Sthita Prajna or man of abiding wisdom goes out, then how does he relate? When things come to him, how does he relate? With himself, then how is he? So, four questions asked by Arjuna in the 54th verse of second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So, samadhi means absorption in oneself. And all the thoughts have resolved, and you are with yourself. So, that state is called samadhi in simple words. So many questions by the same person, you can see the handwritings. 1, 2, 3. A realized person faces tough situations with calmness, with calm and composed mind, while ignorant gets panicked and frustrated. What about dream state? Does a realized person maintain calmness and composure, which chased by an elephant in a dream? I suggest he would, because he has to protect himself from elephant. He need not lose calmness or composure in doing what he needs to do. Either he gets out of the way of the elephant or hides behind some tree. It's better not to run in front of elephant which chases you. And so just get distracted because in Anegatti elephants have chased people. And one person was even hurt by elephant. Regardless of that's not the point here. Point is that what about a wise person who is chased by an elephant in the dream? He will remain composed in a dream also, because that is the samskara he has from the waking state. Inasmuch as dream state reflects the samskara, the impression of the waking state, therefore we would expect that in dream state also he is calm and composed. Remaining calm and composed, you can get away from the path of the elephant, or do whatever you have to run away. Nothing wrong in running away, but not in panic. With calmness and composing, run away also. A standard joke goes about for the Vedantin. So here is a Vedantin who sees Ishvara in everything. So one day, having taught his disciples, he was walking along a narrow road. An elephant came from the opposite direction. And the driver of the elephant shouted, he said, "Run away, move away, move away, move away. He's a mad elephant." So he moved away. Then his disciple asked, "Why did you move away? You say everything is God, so elephant also is God. Is it not so? So why did you move away?" So my moving away also is God. Elephant is Brahman. My moving away also is Brahman. So what's wrong with that? That kind of jokes going about. But in the dream state also, the person has the samskaras, the waking state, assuming that this wise person abides in his true nature, and therefore the thought going on in his mind is, I am Brahman. In our mind, thought going on is, I am Jivatma, I am so and so, so and so. In his mind, the thought is, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Therefore, we would imagine that in dream also, the same train of thought continues, I am Brahman. And therefore, as he will respond during the waking state to the coming of an elephant, so also he will respond in the dream state.
So, Swamiji, does the realized person know that he is dreaming? So, the realized person, does he know that he is dreaming?
No. In the dream, his dream also is similar to dream of other people when he is not identified with his body and sense organs. But the wisdom, the samskara remains in him. And therefore, he responds as he will respond in the waking state. If he knows he is dreaming, then he is not dreaming. You know,
But he still maintains the calmness and composure, even
that is
though.
that has become his nature.
Okay.
That is why.
Swamiji, regarding the first question, the meditation with objects, is it equal to Savikalpa Samadhi, and meditation on self, is it equal to Nirvikalpa Samadhi?
No, meditation in which there is this duality of the meditator and meditated is called Savikalpa Samadhi.
Yes.
And meditation with the duality is not there, then there is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
So is it what is referred in second chapter of Gita?
You can say that. You know, Lord Krishna has not explained the word Samadhi, etc. until then. In sixth chapter, Lord Krishna talks about that. You can say that a wise person is always in Samadhi. If he is aware of his own self all the time, then even while walking and talking, a part of his mind knows I am Brahman. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to give an example of these ladies go over filling water to the well, village well. So this lady pulls water and fills one pot and second pot, and two pots are there, and one pot is in her hand like this. While returning from the well, she meets one of her friends and stops and talks with her. So while she is talking and a little bit movement also is going on, one part of the mind maintains that balance on her head and on her hand. Similarly, one part of the mind maintains his identity with himself, and by even meaning that you need not forget yourself while doing your vyavahara.
Swamiji, and is there any relation between the two words, Samadhan and Samadhi?
No, same word, same meaning.
Same meaning, that
Yeah,
one pointedness, single pointedness, single
yeah,
mindedness.
yeah. Again, the same thing came. In waking state, if an elephant chases an ignorant person, he runs out of fear and panic because his sense of self and security is identical to the body. If a realized person is caught in similar situation, what motivates him to run? Because there is no pressure inside to save body. born out of fear and panic. He may not want to save his body out of fear and panic, but out of wisdom. When body is given to you by Ishvara, you take care of it. So he won't deliberately, jump into a well and damage his body. He will protect his body. So if chased by elephant, he will also protect the body as you and I will do. That just because he saves himself, elephant, he is not opposed to his wisdom. Because body is given to him by Ishvara, and it is his job, like our job also, to take care of the body. It looks like an elephant is chasing and it may crush the body, then you move away. That does not in any way negate his wisdom, you follow? When you are saying Atma moves from one state to another, from waking, dream, and sleep, are you referring to Jivatma or consciousness? We are referring to Jivatma. Consciousness is the same in all the three states, and their ego, or you call it Jivatma or ego. So these are the states that ego goes through. The individualized self, identified with the upadhi. Consciousness is the same in all the three states. It has no state actually. What happens to Maya during Laya? Laya means merger, absorption. Is it simply dormant as no names and forms are apparent? So as we know, the universe goes through these three states: creation, sustenance, and dissolution. In dissolution, everything goes back to its causal state. What is called creation is from causal to the effect, cause to effect, and merger is from effect to the cause. And so from clay to the pot, and pot to clay, its cause. So thus, this is what happens. Creation and dissolution. Creation and dissolution. Sustenance is that cycle goes on for a period of time. That's what we call sustenance. So from the cause, the effect emerges, and from the effect merges into cause. It's a cyclic phenomenon. So creation, dissolution. The period in between is called sustenance. Which Upanishad would describe Laya in more detail. So why are we interested in Laya? Laya is like sleep. And so this Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, they talk about, but this Upanishad describes sleep. Our discussion of sleep is very elaborate in the Upanishad that we are discussing right now. And we are discussing the deep sleep state. So you can see that the Prahadharanyaka Upanishad discusses in fairly great detail state of deep sleep or state of laya. What is laya? Effect merging into cause. What is creation? Cause manifesting as effect. And what is laya? Effect, again merging back into cause. And so, like Taittiriya Upanishad says, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, Yet prayantivi samvishanti tad vijignasasva tad brahmeti. Yato va imani bhutani jayante, that from which all these beings are born or they emerge, in which they are all sustained, unto which they merge, go back and merge. There is Brahman, meaning that which itself is free from this creation, sustenance, dissolution, called substratum upon which the play of creation, sustenance takes place. Like substratum of rope, on which the rope snake is created, and when you know it as a rope, the snake disappears. And so, all this play of creation, sustenance, resolution, it takes place upon the platform or substratum of Brahman, which remains unaffected, meaning that it is neither created nor dissolved and therefore not sustained. To be is its nature. So, which Upanishad would describe Laya in more detail? I think the Upanishad that we are studying itself is it describes deep sleep in fair detail. So this is certainly one of the Upanishads. Is Laya similar to deep sleep state? Yes, it is. Deep sleep is when individual personality becomes merged, and when the whole universe merges, we can call it the cosmic Laya, cosmic dissolution. So our deep sleep state is very similar to the dissolution of the universe. This is the individual level. At the cosmic level, the model is very similar. We go through the three states of waking, dream, and deep sleep. So the universe goes through the three states of creation or the waking, dream, the cosmic waking, cosmic dream, cosmic dissolution. Cosmic waking is called Virat, cosmic dream is called Hiranyagarbha, and cosmic dissolution is called Ishvara, causal state. Is it normal that the path towards moksha also feels like a life of becoming unattached, becoming wise enough to understand the teachings? It seems as endless as the worldly life of becoming something or somebody. In fact, this is the path not of becoming, but becoming free from becoming. Becoming has already taken place when I have an identity. I already become. In Vedanta, it is called adhyaropa or superimposition. And the method is vada or the desuperimposition, negation. So adhyaropa and apavada is a prakriya or method that Vedanta uses to teach us Brahman. The universe is superimposed upon Brahman. That's how Upanishads describe, like Chandogya Upanishad, describes in great detail the creation. And then describes the dissolution also. By negation. So creation or superimposition and negation. So this is the method that the Upanishads employ, Adhyaropa and Apavada. And every Upanishad employs it in its own way. In some, the creation process is described more elaborately. In some, briefly. In some, they don't even describe it. Depending upon what it is that Upanishad emphasizes. Basically, what Upanishad emphasizes is self-knowledge. In so doing, then, because I am connected to the world, therefore the world also will describe, and my relationship with the world, or the or unity between the individual and the total. So different Upanishads, but basic prakriya is Adhyaropa Apavada. Because right now I am product of superimposition. If I am a Jivatma, I am an individual self, an individual being. The sense of individual itself is superimposition on my true nature, because by nature I am limitless. And to feel that I am limited, that means it is a result of superimposition by ignorance. And therefore, what Vedanta teaches is the apavada or negation. You are not this, you are not this, you are not that. But I am already saying I am this, I am this, I am this. So you are not this, not this, not this. So Adhyaropa and apavada. How do we know for sure that we know? So this is called Swatah Pramanam. That I know is known to me. My mind is self-revealing in the light of consciousness. Knowledge takes place in the mind, and mind reveals itself. Therefore, I know that I know. I'm happy. How do you know that you're happy? You please tell me, am I happy or not? I don't need to consult somebody to decide whether I'm happy or I'm sad. It is the immediate knowledge, because mind is immediately known to me. Happiness, a state of mind, and other things are also states of mind, which are directly known to me, and therefore I do not need to verify or consult. So, how do I know that I know? Because knowledge is a state of mind, so you know that you know. Do you know that this is night? Yes, sir. Do you know that this is a pot? Yes. Do you know that this is flower? How do you know that this is flower? You don't need so many processes. If to know the flower also you need something, then to know that you'll need something else, and that would be infinite. Therefore, that you know is self-revealing. If I'm Atman myself, am I then praying to myself? And this is a standard question. How can I pray to myself? You're Atman, you're all right, you're Atman, but right now I take myself to be Jivatma. And therefore, starting from what I know or where I am, I pray to what I want to be. Therefore, I pray to Atman, or I pray to Ishvara, or pray to Brahman, whatever you call it. Because I look upon myself as a Jivatma, I do not yet look upon myself as Atman or Brahman. Until then, the prayer is in order. Once you know you don't need to pray, can you please explain the terms in detail? Samadhi, Savikalpa Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You already mentioned this. Samadhi means that my mind gets absorbed. Savikalpa Samadhi is a state of absorption. If there is still awareness that of ourselves, a slight awareness of myself, there is a vikalpa of the subject and object. When that slight awareness of myself also is not there, then the vikalpa or duality of subject object is not there. Savikalpa, nirvikalpa. To know this as a part or to know this as clay. To know this as pot is savikalpa. To know this as clay is nirvikalpa. In deep meditation, when I am with my Atma Swarupa alone, there is a positive experience that I exist. Positive experience that you exist. You cannot experience existence. Existence is your nature. What you experience has to be different from you. You can't. Please let me ask you, are you there? Are you there? Yeah. How do you know? Do you know that you are? How do you know? I see Swamiji that I am. Do you? That I am is a self-evident fact. So I know that I am because that I am is self-evident. So I don't have to experience myself. I don't have to experience the existence. I already experience my self being self-effulgent, I always experience. Understand that we do not have to experience Atma. It's my own nature. What we have to do is to recognize, understand that experience. Experience of Atma is already there because I am self-evident and I cannot be otherwise. I'm always conscious of myself. Unfortunately, also conscious of my mind and conscious of the sense organs, conscious of the body. Along with I am, so many other things that are mixed up. Therefore, I mix them up and I take myself to be not only consciousness, but then I merge or lump other things along with it. You follow? We always experience the self. We also experience the mind and experience the body. We do not recognize that the self is subject and body and mind are object. So, if I recognize that body and mind are object, then I will feel to drop them. Then what is I the subject? So we always experience ourselves, no effort is needed to experience ourselves because experience is our nature. But we also experience this body. Not in the same place as self. Self is the subject, and the body, mind, everything is object. But we do not recognize that my experience of the mind is that of an object. Therefore, I place them in the same category. And therefore, I habitually take the mind to be myself. Therefore, you have to pay attention to recognize that mind is the object of my experience, the self is the subject of experience. Does it mean that for Atma to know itself, there is always need of mind? Yes. Knowledge is in the form of a thought. I am Brahman, that is also a thought. And for that, mind is needed. Therefore, for knowledge, the mind is needed. Once that has taken place, then you may or may not have it. But for knowledge, a vritti, it's called jnana vritti or vritti jnanam, should take place. And vritti is a state of mind. So we need, but that mind is sattvic mind. That is why we are always told to bring about antakarana shuddhi or purification of mind. What is meant by purification of mind is to make the mind free from rajas and tamas. So raga and dvesha generally stand for rajas and tamas. So all the time we are told to make the mind free from raga dveshas, which pollute the mind, and more we do that, more sattvic the mind becomes, more it reveals the nature of self. When mind becomes sattvic totally, it reveals the nature totally. Therefore, in this whole process of knowledge, antagana shuddhi or purification of mind is extremely important. Though we listen and we should do, but simultaneously we should be constantly striving to make our mind free from all reactions and impulses, from raga and dvesha. They are the general thing for all impulses. Raga dvesha stand for all the impulses in our mind. We should make our mind impulse free, deliberate, alert. Because when the mind is controlled by attachment or aversion, it's not alert, it is agitated, it is extrovert, and therefore the need to resolve or get rid of raga dveshas constantly. That process should go on in our mind constantly, that we are aware of the thoughts or feelings arising in our mind, and when we find them not acceptable to us, then we should be constantly ready to resolve them. Suppose anger arose in my mind, then I should right away by pratipaksha bhavana resolve it. Like while drinking tea, a drop falls on my shirt, I right away wipe it out. If I wait for a day, then it won't go. Similarly, all these little, little, what shall I say, uh, impurities, they keep on coming up in the mind, and right away we should resolve them, not wait. If you wait, then it will become difficult to wipe the mind of that. Mind is like a fabric, and the fabric, when it is white and clean, then anything can stain it. So we should be alert to remove the stain in our mind, and the method of stain removal, or what you call the detergent, is pratipaksha bhavana. Whatever has created reaction, I deliberately take the opposite stand. If, as I say, anger has arisen in my mind for somebody, why did it arise? I take the opposite stand of compassion or kindness to neutralize that anger. There are always positive attitudes which neutralize the negative attitudes. And this is a process that we must be constantly carrying out. Not 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes also is good, but then, uh, therefore, we must be aware of the thoughts going on in your mind and monitor them, clean them. Clean. Microphone. Speak in microphone.
Hello. So one small subsection of the same question that I have asked. So in deep sleep, since the mind and senses are resolved, they are not available. Is that the reason the Atma, there is no positive knowledge that I am?
In the deep sleep, the am remains, but there is no awareness. Yeah. The am doesn't go away, but the sat remains, but the chit is not there in deep sleep state. And therefore, but that I am is a fact because when I wake up in the morning, I recognize the same self that went to sleep. I recognize that same entity that was sleeping has woken up. When I wake up in the morning, I don't feel that the new person has woken up. I know that I who was sleeping alone has woken up. So there is a continuity of asti, sat, sat, sat in the deep sleep also.
So it is not because of inference that I deduce that I must have been there because I know the previous state and I know the waking state. So it's not because of that that I deduce I was there in the deep sleep also. It's more positive.
No, because there is self-recognition. When I wake up in the morning, I know that I am the one who was sleeping, is the one who has woken up. Not a new person has woken up. So there is a recognition. Cognition and recognition. So this is recognition. Like I recognize that it's the same part that was here yesterday. So recognition is the Brahmanam here in this case.
Okay. Thank you.
Was it your question? Yeah, that's Samadhi. Okay, yeah. Your name is Mandar? Good. What exactly is the difference between Karma Kanda and Upasana Kanda? Karma means action or duties that we perform. Upasana is mental worship. Upasana means mental worship, which means meditation upon a devata. So upasana means mental worship, not just meditating, meaning stopping the mind or. But what we like is we like to maintain the thought of our Ishta Devata in our mind. So upasana is mental worship.
Just one more addition.
Hmm.
What is called that Manas Puja?
Hmm.
Will it be a part of Manas Puja? Will it be Karmakand or it will be this thing Upasana?
Upasana.
It will be
Upasana.
Upasana. Though I
Because
imagine that I am offering flowers to God, all that thing, that will all be part of Upasana only.
yes,
But
because it's all
when I physically put in my mandir, then it is
karma.
Karmakand. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Atma is omnipresent. How can Atma be confined to extremities of sense organs in waking state? And how can it travel and get confined to the nerves, hita nerves in dream state? Here by Atma we mean really ego or the Jiva Atma. So we can perceive the world of objects through our sense organs and therefore a listener perceives the sounds, a seer perceives the forms, and thus, with reference to every organ of perception, we perceive those respective objects. So we say that I must be in tongue or palate to taste. I must be in the eyes to see, in the ears to hear. So it is not that self travels, but our attention is focused upon a given sense organ. So all these organs of perception are extremities. Ears are here, eyes are there, touch is here, taste is here, smell is here. Thus we say that the self as though is in the nose and it experiences smells. The self is as though travels to the ears and experiences sounds. It is not that consciousness travels, but our individual awareness. Because in order for me to hear, I must focus my attention on the faculty of hearing. At that time, even though you're sitting in the chair, and there is a touch, but you're not aware of the touch. You're sitting in the chair, but then you don't realize when you're listening or when you're looking. If I say, hey, come on, are you sitting on the chair? Then you become, again, you focus attention there, then you realize that, yes, I am sitting on the chair, touching the chair. So when our mind is focused upon one function, usually it disassociates itself from other functions. In that sense, we say that the self as though comes to the ears to hear, to the eyes to see, etc. And that is when the eyes become, we have to make the eyes conscious through the mind. So first mind becomes conscious, and mind focus in the eyes to see. But it is mind with consciousness, so we can say that the self. By self is not the self that is consciousness, the self that I am or the individual self. But we do focus ourselves at a given sense organ to be able to experience that particular sense object.
Swamiji,
Hmm.
if the mind doesn't know, the eyes don't see. Even if something precious lying there, but we have no idea of that it's precious or not. Our eyes will just ignore it, not see it. So if the mind doesn't know, the eyes don't see.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that.
He offers the microphone to you so that what you say will be recorded. If you say it like this, it's not recorded. And that's the reason why he offers.
I thought I'm loud enough. So.
No, you're loud enough, but still, that the all this satsang is recorded. Hopefully, Yeah. Okay.
So that I always feel that if the mind doesn't know, the eyes don't see. So our mind is behind the sense organs. So just like when my mind is not there, if somebody's even talking, we don't hear it because the mind is not with it. So mind has to be with the presence. It should be present with any of the sense organs for us to assimilate it or to absorb it or to. So if the precious thing is lying, or let's say gold or diamond, but the eyes won't see it because it's not no value, because mind does not tell the eyes that it's important.
So it's not there for you.
Yeah, it's not there for you.
Yeah.
That's,
There is the statement, Anyatra manaha bhuvam na darsham, Anyatra manaha bhuvam na shrausham. It seems that a person making an arrow on the roadside was so absorbed in his work that a man asked, hey, did you see that the procession, the king, passed through here with all his retinue? Did you see? He says, no. My mind was elsewhere. He was so absorbed in making that arrow Did you hear, Did not see, but you hear all kind of noise I did not hear. Anyatra manabhuvam na sharoksham. Anyatra manabhuvam na darsham. Na sharoksham. I did not hear anything because my mind was elsewhere. I did not see anything because my mind was elsewhere. So yes, mind must be there behind the sense organ for the sense organ to perform its function.
Thank you.
Swamiji, before you close the satsang, can we hear a bhajan from
Yes,
your
yes.
voice?
All right. Yes, the time is already 9:15. This question is in my hand. We already read that. So, as I said, how can it travel and confine to the Nahita? The self is identified with the mind. It's the mind that travels from one thing to the other, and therefore you say the self travels. Self is, of course, omnipresent, but when it's identified with the mind, and mind in one sense organ, you can say that most attention is in that sense organ. Therefore, the self is identified with that sense organ. Although self is all pervasive, but depending on which function it performs, it is more focused upon that, and so you say it is identified with hearing, seeing, thinking, etc. Okay, so we'll preserve these questions from tomorrow and we'll have a bhajan tonight. So Swami will sing. Because that book we haven't brought. Okay, कयो वार था सोमवार? Okay. So you have to repeat after me, and we can shut off the lights. I'll sing one of the favorite dhuns of our Swamiji. हर हर शंकर सांब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा हर हर शंकर हर हर शंकर सांब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा तांडव प्रिय हर चंद्र कलाधर ईशा महेशा तांडव हर चंद्र कलाधर तांडव प्रिय हर चंद्र कलाधर ईशा महेशा अम्बा अम्बासुतलम्बोदर वन्दित ईशा महेशा अम्बासुतलम्बोदर वन्दित ईशा महेशा तुंग हिमाचल शृंग निवासित ईशा परेशा तुंग तुंग हिमाचल शृंग निवासित ईशा परेशा हर हर शंकर सांब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा तांडव प्रिय हर चंद्र कलाधर ईशा महेशा अम्बासुतलम्बोदर वन्दित ईशा महेशा अम्बासुतलम्बोदर वन्दित ईशा महेशा तुंग हिमाचल शृंग निवासित ईशा परेशा तुंग हर हर शंकर सांब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा हर 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 शंकर सांब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा हर तांडव प्रिय हर चंद्र कलाधर ईशा महेशा तांडव प्रिय हर चंद्र कलाधर ईशा महेशा अम्बासुतलम्बोदर वन्दित ईशा महेशा तुंग हिमाचल शृंग निवासित ईशा परेशा तुंग हर हर शंकर सांब सदा शिव ईशा महेशा ईशा महेशा जगदीशा महेशा ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ॐ